Hi, welcome to Trailers from Hell. The Last Valley was written, produced and directed by successful novelist James Clavell. It was the last film to be shot in the Camera 65 Todd AO process, which is how I saw it in the waning days of 70mm roadshow releases. Sadly, it was a box office disaster, costing $7 million to make and generating only $1.3 million in rentals, effectively putting the Cinerama company out of business and ending Clavell's directing career. And yet, it's a really interesting historical drama ahead of its time. The 30 Years' War was a 17th century European conflict when Catholics and Protestants slaughtered each other in the name of God for 3 decades. In a stunning opening sequence propelled by John Barry's epic score, a man fleeing the horrors of war stumbles into a hidden valley, untouched as yet. Note the change that the French distributor made in the title, Lost rather than Last. Heading a multinational cast, Michael Caine gives one of the best performances of his early career as a ruthless mercenary.
Break open every house, we'll round up the peasants and fire the village at leisure.
He would use that same clipped German accent again in The Eagle Has Landed and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Here it works well, adding a layer of icy pragmatism to his war-weary soldier. Omar Sharif, channeling his Dr. Zhivago persona, plays a teacher who persuades Caine to quarter his men in the valley for the winter rather than rape and pillage. Clavell's literate screenplay is full of grand themes, lamenting both the futility of war and the failure of humanitarianism in the face of anarchy. Perhaps the grim downbeat nature of its material, massacres, witch-burning, half-dead plague victims, was a factor in its box office failure. Perhaps also it was a mistake to feature several anti-clerical rants in the trailer. Regular family audiences for these roadshow releases expected an heroic epic spectacle a month after Christmas. Instead, they got an anti-war movie with a brooding nihilistic tone and a strong atheist subtext.
Politics held by 100 other princes, kings, bishops, all for their own rotten purposes.
All sides are rotten, except for people like you, religious fanatics who incite murder for the sake of a God they have never known. Don't you understand? There is no God!
Despite its strong cast, intelligent script, and beautiful photography in the Tyrol Mountains of Austria, which you see little of in this muddled, action-driven trailer, The Last Valley failed to connect with audiences or critics when it premiered in 1971. It's a greatly underrated movie, which deserves a 70mm restoration. Any volunteers?
One stood for war, one stood for peace. Between them stood a valley, the Last Valley.